people who had joined us. तो अभी वापस से शुरू करेंगे. Hi Raunak.
Hi Shambhavi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. And hello to all our viewers and a very happy Makar Sankranti, everybody. And happy Pongal. And
There are so many festivals being celebrated all over the country today.
yes.
So happy whatever festival you're celebrating to you.
Yes, guys. I hope you all are enjoying, but being safe and staying in your house and enjoying our lives.
Yeah, we'll be here to entertain you every week.
Yes.
So yeah,
So stay
stay safe.
safe and stay inside and keep learning with us and
Yeah,
remain
absolutely.
entertained. Okay. So, Shambhavi, can we begin? Should I tell you what we are going to discuss today?
Absolutely. Yes, been waiting for it.
All right. So, since the last time we talked about the things that we shouldn't do while we are learning a language. Okay. Today, we'll talk about some specific things and we'll be a little particular about what mistakes we shouldn't be making while we are learning a language and while we are using this language on our day-to-day basis. Okay. So, guys, and you and I included, we'll be ready with our pens so we can note down whatever points we get so that
Please
we
take
remember.
notes because these
Yes.
are, yeah, please take notes. These are very, very common errors that we've witnessed so many of our learners make. And we
Yes.
don't want you to make those mistakes.
Yes.
Hi, Shakuntala. Shakuntala is saying hi.
Hello, Shakuntala. Thank you so much for joining us. And please remain here till the end of the session so you learn
Yeah.
many more new things. Okay. All right. So
Hi, Pradeep. Hello again.
hello again, Pradeep. Thank you for joining. All right. So, Shambhavi, should I tell you the very first and very, striking thing that I've heard people say? Okay. When they're talking about their hair, they'll say, I got my hairs cut, or I got my hairs colored, or black is the color of my hairs. That is very wrong, guys. We do not say hairs and we say hair. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next time when somebody asks you what's the color of your hair, please don't say my hairs are of this color. All
Please,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
It's never hairs. It's always hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's,
Also,
yeah.
yeah. Also, when they are getting old, they try and say translating it from Hindi, and then they say my hairs are turning white, or my hair is turning white, whatever. But that's wrong as well. We do not say white. We say my hair is turning gray. Whenever I hope you and I don't face this very soon, but if
Yeah.
if when we are 60 or 70, so this happens, so we'll say our hair is turning gray and not white.
Gray hair is the only correct way to say that,
Yes.
guys. It's not white hair. It's not gray hairs. It's only gray hair.
Gray hair. Yes.
Pradeep is saying it's also children and not children's, which is again very, very correct. It's
Right.
children. Because children in itself is plural, same as hair. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You're very correct, Pradeep. Also, we are getting some more comments. Learn with me says hi. Hello.
Hi, learn with me.
And Harshi Joshi has also commented. Hi, ma'am. Hello, Harshi.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Harshi. Hi, learn with me. Yeah.
Shambhavi, do you have some things in
Yes,
mind like that?
yes. I actually, this just happened to me this morning, and it's a mistake that I made. So my
Okay.
driver asked me if I have the, I asked him if he has the keys, and he said,
Yeah.
no, I don't. And I said, oh, me too.
Okay.
I realized it's not me too. It's me
Yeah.
neither. So guys, whenever it's being used in a negative context, it's not me too, it's me neither. Right?
Yes.
So I hope you're all you'll or
All of you are taking notes because yeah,
yes,
because
you are all taking notes. Yeah.
we don't want to forget these points, guys. These are very important, and many a times they don't tell us that this is
Yeah.
wrong, and they don't teach us in our classes. But
And these are mistakes that even we make, and these are
yeah,
mistakes that we've witnessed so many people make, not just our learners, even people who are very well acquainted with the language
exactly.
make these mistakes.
Yes, and even we have made these mistakes when we were in school, probably, and
Yeah.
we have learned, and we have now come to know that it's wrong. So we are trying to share it with you so that you guys correct it as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Divyam says it's so nice to see you guys. Hello, it's very nice to see you as well that you've
Hi,
joined.
Divyam. It's very nice to see you.
Okay, so I have one more, Shambhavi.
Yeah.
Have you heard people say that they are discussing about something, discussing about the new syllabus, maybe? Yeah.
I know
But
where you're going with this. Yeah.
but they don't know how wrong this is. If you are discussing, you are actually talking about something.
Yes.
So the word about is already present inside the meaning of discuss.
Yeah.
So you don't discuss about anything.
Yeah.
You
You just
discuss
discuss things.
something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you are discussing, you'll say, okay, I was discussing the syllabus with him. So it's just discussing and not discussing about, guys. Please remember.
And similarly, I've had a lot of learners in my sessions who would say, if they don't understand the sentence that I just said, they would
Mhm.
say, ma'am, can you repeat it again?
Oh, yeah.
And that's very, very incorrect. Why? Because repeat again is not a phrase at all.
Yeah.
Because repeat in itself means saying something again.
Exactly.
To not use repeat and again together, you can say, can you repeat that for me? Or you could say, can you say that again? But
Yes.
repeat and again are not used together. And I actually have one more along the same lines, Ronak.
Yeah.
It's, as I said, these are mistakes that a lot of people make, people who are very well acquainted with the language.
True.
You won't believe I've had professional emails where they end the email with, please revert back or reply back to the mail.
Oh,
And
okay.
again, the same thing.
That's a
There's no
blunder.
such thing as revert back.
Yeah.
Revert means, saying something back, responding.
True.
So
Exactly.
it's just please revert or reply to the mail.
Reply.
Never
So
reply
true.
back, revert.
How how often it's said reply back to somebody
Yeah.
or something, and
Yeah.
how incorrect it is. Oh no.
And,
True.
and to think that these are mistakes that so many of us make.
Yes,
And
we
no,
have made in the
we're
past.
never corrected. Yeah, because we're never corrected. We just let it
Right, right.
pass.
So
Yeah.
true.
Chirag is saying hi. Hi, Chirag.
Hi,
Hi,
Chirag.
Archie. Um,
Hershey says, like it's people, not peoples. That's absolutely correct, Hershey. Many okay, n number of people have used peoples. I don't know why, but people in itself is plural. Guys, do not never say peoples.
yeah. All
Okay,
right.
I have one more. With people, I remember pupils, and now I remember exams. Okay, very vague. But how people, Shambhavi, in Hindi we say something, and then we try and do the word to word translation of it
Yeah.
and say something in
And
English.
that's where most of the mistakes
Most of the
happen.
mistakes happen. Exactly.
Never translate, guys.
Don't,
Don't do
please.
that.
It doesn't help. So many people, they say I am giving this exam tomorrow. Okay. And they what they want to say is that they are probably writing the exam, but because they are doing the word to word translation, and since in Hindi we say exam dena, right? So they try
Yeah.
and say they're giving the exam, but it's absolutely incorrect. That makes no sense that you're giving the exam, because you are taking the exam.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit confusing, because it was a hard time for me to understand, okay, how am I taking the exam? Because
Yeah,
but
exactly. Sounds
the
the other
teacher
way around, right?
yeah, the teacher
Yeah.
is the one who takes the exam because he is examining or she is examining us. But guys, you can remember it, because that's how I remembered it, that while we are writing an exam, we take the question paper, right? So we are taking the exam. Please remember it like that, because that's how I did. And we never give exam, guys. We take
Take exams, or we write exams, but we never give exams.
yes.
The
Yeah.
examiner is giving you the exam which you have
Yeah.
to take.
Yeah, and they will then correct it, but because it's given to you.
Yeah,
So, okay, this might be a little confusing, but forget everything. Use write an exam. That's the
yeah,
easiest, I guess, right? Writing an exam. That's the simplest.
absolutely. Yes. Abhishek says hello. Hello, Abhishek.
Hello, Abhishek.
Um, Pradeep says, I did that repeat again mistake. Are you saying you did that? Like, okay, another correction here. You never do a mistake.
Yes, you make a
Make
mistake.
a mistake.
Exactly. So in you and I, Shambhavi, have encountered so many of our learners say that okay, I did this mistake in the past and all that,
Oh,
but
Pradeep is correcting himself in the chats. It's so good to see that.
great, Pradeep.
Yeah.
Right. And Arun says hello. Hello, Arun.
Hi. Hi, Arun. Hi, Omkar. You're absolutely correct.
Hello.
Taking the exams. Yes.
Yes, it's
Um.
taking the exams. Santosh Sharma. Hello, Santosh.
Hi, Santosh. Raunak, you mentioned exams, and I was reminded of this friend
Yeah.
who would, we all have that one class fellow who always says, I don't know anything about this paper and I've not
All,
studied. Yeah,
all.
So
Yeah.
I remember this one particular classmate who would say, I don't know nothing.
Okay. All
And
right.
yeah, and that's very, very incorrect. So if any of you are using double negatives, don't and another negative word with it, like the sentence that I just said, I don't know nothing. It's incorrect. And the correct way to say it is, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Double negatives are not the way to go. You might
Although
encounter that.
Shambhavi, yeah,
Yeah,
do you know there are some countries that are not probably the first language. The English is not their first language, but still they use this double negative. But that's not grammatically correct. So we don't want to use in India. We don't want to use double negatives. So you can just say how Shambhavi said it, that I don't
I
know.
don't know anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also encounter this, this particular double negative phrasal thing in a lot of pop songs. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
this one song. It's called Cheap Thrills. The artist is Sia. And there's this line, and it was so confusing for me as a child because the line is, I don't need no money.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand what that meant. And it's very, later in life that I realized that it was grammatically incorrect. It was just
Yeah.
for the sake of the song.
The
It's
song. Also, it's a little colloquial how this double negative is used. In some places, in some parts of the world, it's used, but we don't want
it's
to use
not
it.
grammatically correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, all right. So there's one more I want to add. Since we have talked about this mistake and how people, when they want to emphasize on something, okay, I made the mistake again, but they say emphasize on. Okay, I always do this, Shambhavi. I
Yeah.
always do this. And whenever I use this word emphasize, suddenly on comes to my mind and I use emphasize
Yeah,
on.
because that's how we've been using emphasize all our lives, and
All
we've
our
never been corrected.
Yeah, and that's how people around us have been using it. And but guys, newsflash, this is incorrect. We don't say emphasize on. If you're using the word emphasize, the only thing that comes after it is nothing. So you just emphasize on, you
Yeah.
just don't emphasize on something, you just emphasize. So please remember.
And again, a very similar mistake that a lot of learners make, that I've seen a lot of learners make, is that a lot of times when I was in the session and I would ask the learner how their day was, they would tell me, I just returned back from my office, or I just returned back from my coaching, or I returned back.
Yeah.
Return back again, incorrect. Um, it's
Yeah,
return.
it's
Same
written.
as, same as I just mentioned, revert back, incorrect. Return means going and coming back. So return back is not a word,
Yeah,
is not a phrase. Yeah.
yeah, you just return. That means you're coming back, guys.
Yeah.
So please remember.
We have a lot of responses, Ronak.
Yes, yes. Let's read them out.
Yeah. Uh,
Rizwan Akhtar says, "Hello, ma'am. Hello, Rizwan.
Hi, Neil. Hi, Sachin.
Neil. Hello, Sachin.
Hi, Veer. Okay, Arun has a question. Is there coaching today? Is this sentence correct? Ronak?
Okay. Very good question, Arun. We do not say, is there coaching today? In English, it's incorrect. But because from our mother tongue, from our regional languages, from Hindi, we try to translate.
Translate it,
Yes.
yeah.
It's the product of translation, which is incorrect. Not, translation at many times is not correct, because we try from our language, we try to do the word to word translation, but the language structures are very different. So since probably in Hindi people say aaj coaching hai kya, aaj school hai kya, so that's the product, right? Is there coaching today? So no, it's not correct, Arun. What will the correct form be, by the way? Do we have the
Do we
class?
have a coach? Yeah, do we
Do we
have a
have,
class?
yes. Do we have a class today? Do we have the coaching class today?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And also, we've been saying this all this while. Most of these errors that we're pointing out right now are a product of direct translation from your mother tongue.
Yes.
So if you are in a habit of translating everything directly from Hindi or Malayalam or whatever your mother tongue is into English, stop that today, stop that now.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Hi, Nakul.
Hello, Nakul. So,
Saroj Gupta is asking, yeah, I don't know anything. Yes, that's the correct sentence.
yes, that's absolutely right, Saroj.
Yeah. Sudhir says he wants to join. How I can join English course? Please guide me. It's very easy, Sudhir. Just visit our website. It's clapingo.com and you can book your demo session, your trial session. If you like the session, you can enroll into the course. That
It's
that
very
easy.
easy. Yes. Also, Mubashir Ahmed says, hi, it's really fruitful session. Thanks. Thank you so much for that compliment. And Veer Khanna says, please tips. Okay, he wants to say, please share tips and tricks to crack interview.
Yeah.
Okay. Shambhavi.
Tips
Do
and
you want
tricks
to
to crack
share
interview.
something?
Very good question. We'll keep that in mind for our next slide.
Yes, we'll definitely come up with something like that. Great
Yeah,
suggestion.
because there are a lot of tips and tricks that you need to keep in mind when you're going for an interview, and it cannot be covered as of now. If we start now, we might not be able to come up with enough tips and tricks for you. But one very, very important tip, which is applicable to all the interviews and everything, is to use correct English, correct grammar, and
Also, correct pronunciation, guys.
correct pronunciation.
Yes,
Yes.
please use the words that you know the pronunciations of. Okay. Sometimes, Shambhavi, what we do is that we want to sound very intelligent, knowledgeable, and full of vocabulary, and we try and use the words we haven't used ever.
Yeah.
And we just know the
I
meaning.
have one such word. Yeah.
We know the meanings probably, but then we come up with a word randomly from our brain and then we say it, but we pronounce it wrong. So, guys, instead of giving the good impression, it provides gives a very bad impression
Yeah.
that they don't know the pronunciation. So, better is don't use the word till you know the pronunciation and the meaning correctly.
It's always better to go with another word that you're sure
Yes.
of
Yes.
instead of. So I'll tell you this one incident. I think it was in the 5th or 6th grade, and I had this friend, and we were just, you know, learning the big words.
Okay.
there was this friend that I had, and she was in a habit of using the word literally in all of her sentences. It's a big word, it sounds nice.
Yeah.
That's
And she
sort of
might have heard
nice.
people use it.
Yeah. And we don't realize what it actually means. So she would
Yeah.
just say things like, it's so hot, I'm literally melting. And it's, no, you're not literally melting because you're standing there. I can see you.
Yeah.
And literally, for all the viewers, it means actually or really, something that's actually happening, literal. It's
Yeah.
in the word. Um, what what she was talking about was a, like, it was figurative.
Yeah.
It was figuratively melting and not literally
But
melting.
I don't think she was even figuratively melting. She was
Yeah.
metaphorically melting from.
Yeah. So don't use the big words that you're not sure of,
Yeah.
or you don't know in which context you should use them.
Mm.
um
Just for the sake of impression. Don't do that, guys.
Poor
That does
Fatima has,
the opposite of what you want.
yeah, it leaves a very, very bad impression.
Right.
Poor has a question. Can we use could as a present sentence? I'm not sure if I understand what it means. Ronak, do you
Can we use could as a present sentence? I think she
like the
wants
word could?
can
Yeah,
be used in the present because it's actually the past of can.
can. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably. I think this is what you mean. If you're not getting, if we couldn't get your question, can please type it again. But she has a valid point because sometimes we use could and we're talking about something in present. For example, if I ask you, Shambhavi, could you please probably pass me a pen? Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's what I was coming up with. Could you pass me the glass of water? Could
Glass
you
of water.
pass the bottle?
Yes.
Um,
So in that context, yes, Fatima, we can use it like that because we use could when we are probably requesting for somebody, when we want to be polite and we are asking for something. So yes, we can use could in those cases.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, there are some more people. Avinash Pathak says hello. Hi, Avinash. And
Saurabh Gupta says, I love Clapingo. Thank you. We love
thank you.
viewers. Um,
Okay. Okay, there are many more. Okay, but before that, I want to share one more, Shambhavi. How people.
just a second. Ajay wants us to acknowledge that we can see his chat. Yes, Ajay, we can.
Yes,
Hi.
definitely. Hello. We can definitely see your chat.
Yeah.
Also, guys, we go live every week. So it's great to see you all, and we want you in the lives every week because obviously it's kind of lockdown again. You guys are
Yeah.
staying in, so you
We
can
hope
come
you're
and join
staying
us.
in. Yeah. We
Sorry?
hope you're staying in.
Yes, you should. Please stay in and stay safe and join us. Also, yes, Shambhavi, what I was saying. So many times, because in Hindi we say something and then we translate, and that's how people say, "Oh, I saw a dream." Because why? Because we say it in Hindi, "Maine sapna dekha." So that's also incorrect. Did you know that? We don't see a dream in
We
English.
have a
We see
dream.
dreams in Hindi, but we can't see dreams in English. We have dreams. Exactly. That's what you said. We have dreams. So if you saw a dream in Hindi, if you had a dream last night, you don't say I saw a dream.
Yeah, it's very, very incorrect and a very common mistake again.
Yes. And you will say that I had a dream. Yeah.
Speaking of mistakes, Ronak, interestingly, there was this one thing that just popped up in my mind.
Mhm.
I had a learner who would who would repeatedly keep saying, I tend to make blunder mistakes. And
Okay.
I would keep correcting him and he would keep doing that.
Yeah.
So guys, it's never a blunder mistake. A blunder is a mistake. So it's you can either say it was a blunder or you can say it was a mistake. It's never a blunder mistake. It's a blunder or it's a mistake.
Yes, because both kind of mean the same. So
Yeah, it's like saying it's a okay. Now I'm out of
I think it's a degree. So if your
yeah.
mistake is huge, it's a blunder. So you don't want to use two synonyms in the same go,
In
right?
the same sentence. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't say that Shambhavi, you look really good, great. No, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
so it's like that. You can't use blunder and mistake like that. So yeah. Also, we have another question. Let's learn United says, so please let me know in night or at night which one is correct. Okay, so
It's
at
night.
night. Yeah. And if you could please give us the context, we could help you more. But normally you say at night when you are trying to say that I'll go out at night, I'll eat at night. So not in night, but at night. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it depends on the context. If it's one particular night, you
Hmm.
might use in the night.
Yes, yes.
But
So it's about the context, more about the context.
I was
Please.
awake in the night.
Mm,
Yeah, I was awake at night.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
really depends on the context. And a lot of things in the English language depend on the context, which
True.
is why it's such a confusing language.
Yes, and how everybody says it's a funny language. Yet, yes, it is. But since we're trying to learn it, we want to remember these things.
Ajay asks how to stop thinking in our original language and translate it in English. How can I do that? It's a very cliche sentence. A lot of people might have told you this, but start thinking in English.
Yes.
Yeah, just what I did was I used to maintain a journal. I used to maintain a diary, and I
That's a
used to
good habit.
write about, yeah, I used to write about whatever happened throughout the day in the diary in English. So I would
Yes,
force
yes.
myself to think in English.
Yeah.
Also, watch English language movies, watch English language series, read books. We had we had recently done a live on movies and books.
Yes.
Nikita and I had recently done that live. It's up on YouTube. Go watch that. We have some very, very interesting books and movies recommendations for you in that video. Try and watch those. Just become accustomed and comfortable with the language, is all.
Yeah, so the whole point is that we want to surround ourselves with as much English content as possible. You know,
Yeah.
in the beginning, it's very difficult. So I was in standard six probably when our principal told us to think in English, and it was hilarious for me because how can we think? I
Yeah.
thought
And
we
it's,
think. Yes, I thought
yeah,
there's a language we can think in. It's just thoughts, right? So I was very confused. How do we think in English? But with time, it made more and more sense to me
yeah,
when I started actually thinking about it. That how can
yeah.
we think in English?
And you always tend to think in the language that you are comfortable with. You
Yes.
think in your mother tongue because you're comfortable with that language.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is get comfortable with English, get acquainted, get accustomed to English,
Right.
which is what you can do by watching or reading or listening to English content.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
So and also at start when you begin with it, it'll be very difficult because the first step is the most difficult. But then with time, it'll become very easy, and it'll be natural. You won't have to you won't have to work very hard for it. It'll come naturally to you.
Rizwan says, "Ma'am, I'm a beginner, but I want to talk with you." Rizwan, you can always join our live. Let us know if you want to join our live. Write that on the chat box. Someone from the team will help you out with that, and you can join us here.
Definitely.
Um,
There's one more
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Saurabh Gupta is asking us one thing. I want to ask that how to avoid using fillers. Okay.
very good question.
Yes. And all of us use fillers. Okay.
Yeah,
But we should try and reduce the usage always. So the first thing I think, Shambhavi, is that we should start and speak slowly.
yeah,
uh, because
absolutely.
because when we want to speak quickly or at a fast pace, words probably don't come to us because when we are
Yeah.
just learning a language, it's new to us. So at that time
Take
you
your time.
Yes.
Think
Don't
about
rush. Don't rush. Take it slow and think of the sentence that you want to make. Think first and then speak.
another great tip that I give to a lot of my learners in my sessions when they ask me this question is to record themselves. It could be a video recording, it could be an audio recording, but record yourself. And let's say you're recording yourself for 2 minutes. Don't use fillers.
Yeah.
You're not talking to anyone, no one's listening to you, you're just recording it. To talk slowly doesn't matter. Take your time, think about what you're going to say. Just make it a point to not use fillers and get into the habit of that. um, Force yourself into that.
True, true. And as you said, Shambhavi, we can always begin with the 2 minute recording and then we can increase the time, right? So then reach 20 minutes. Speak for 20 minutes without fillers. So I think that will help. I mean, that should be our end goal. That
Yeah.
I want to have a recording of at least for half an hour where I don't use any filler and I'm continuously speaking.
Yeah.
So that could help.
Niranjan has a very similar question. And Niranjan, again, the answer to your question is also to surround yourself with English. Get comfortable with the language and you won't have to look for words. You would just know what to say because you never look for words when you're speaking in your mother tongue, right?
Yeah.
It's because you're comfortable with the language. You always have some or the other word to substitute for the word that you're not getting. So
That's true.
yeah, just get comfortable with the language. Surround yourself with English. Books,
Yes.
movies, anything. I've said this before, I'm saying this again. We have a video live on YouTube. It's up on YouTube. Rakshita and I did a live session on movies and books recommendations. You can go watch that. And yeah.
Also, Shambhavi, how you used Rakshita and I, this phrase, this reminded me of one mistake that people make every time.
Mhm.
Okay, so they'll try and say, my friends and I went to watch a movie. Okay, but guys, this is incorrect. We don't say it like that. When you use I, you want to use it at the end. Okay, so you will say, my friends and I went to watch the movie. Like how Shambhavi just said, Rakshita and I have this life. So you
Yeah.
will say, my friends and I. Okay, you
Yeah.
will say
It's not
me and
I
my,
at Rakshita.
yeah, and it's
I
not
always
me and
come.
Rakshita. Yes, I will come at the end.
Yeah.
If there are two or three, you will always, you can also say, for example, Ram, Sham, and I went to watch
Yeah.
the movie. It could be like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone says ZQO class has written, I think listening and watching movies is not needful for speaking English, but needs English speaker are surrounding. I
I
think what they are trying to say is, yeah, Raunak,
yeah, I was just wondering what they're trying to say. Probably they want to say that we want to surround ourselves with
with
more
English
people,
speakers and not,
yeah, who speak
yeah,
in English.
we're always there for that.
Yes,
Always,
we're there for that only, I guess. For
yeah.
you to have an environment where you can practice speaking English with people who know English.
Clapingo is a very, very judgment free space where you can come talk with us. We can have a chat like we're doing right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
and without the fear of being judged.
yeah,
So
not at all.
nobody is judging you, nobody is watching you at all. It's just you and the speaker.
That's
Just
one
the
of
two
the
of us.
best parts. It's a one on one session, it's
Yeah.
just me and you.
Yeah.
And we're talking, we just chat as friends. And as a good friend should, we correct you wherever you go wrong. And that's it. So of course it's a good point that you've brought in. We always need to practice to learn a language. It's a very very it's the most important component of learning a language. So yeah.
So true. Yes. Also, Surendra asks how to talk fluently. I think you have to practice for that. Start speaking the language, and until you actually use the language and use those words and sentences, no magic can happen that you will
uh,
just automatically start speaking fluently.
yeah, I
We
mean,
need practice.
yeah, I hope you have all noted the mistakes down, the common errors. It's a great step, but it's only the first step. As long as you don't apply it when you're talking to someone, you've written down that it's not revert back. But
Yeah.
if you're talking to someone and you say, please reply back,
Yeah.
it's of no use.
True.
You need to practice it to get it right. And Clapingo is always there to help you with that. So take a trial session. If you like it, join us, subscribe to our sessions, talk with us. And yeah, prove your
Also,
fluency.
Shambhavi, since we were talking about these common errors, okay, I remember a few more now. Can I
Mhm.
tell? So, you know how people, since they want to use a word, a fancy word, they just forget about the pronunciation and everything, and they just say the word. So, I've heard people say, "Can you please," or probably read the comments on that video. Okay, so it's a very common word. We use it on a daily basis. Probably people who are Instagram freaks like you and I. So people want to see and read all the comments, but it's not comment, guys. It's never comments. Please don't say comment, and it's comment.
It's comment.
It's comment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's so many words like that. Shambhavi, can I tell some more?
Of
I
course.
have so many
Yeah.
in mind, and
Oh,
how.
no, wait. Tell us maybe a couple more, and we'll cover incorrect pronunciations in our next live.
Yes, I think that would be better. I mean,
Yeah.
how people pronounce the word pronunciation wrong. I
Yeah.
think it's very important to have
Yeah. Guys, it's
another
not,
session for this.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
pronunciation,
pronunciation,
guys.
it's
Please, it's
pronunciation.
pronunciation. So I think yes, I think your point is correct. We should have another separate session for this.
Yeah, we
Where
should
we
have
talk
like
just
a whole
about
another live
pronunciation.
for incorrect pronunciation.
Where we talk just about pronunciations.
Yeah. And guys, as we've said that repeatedly, we go live every Friday, every week. Yeah, follow our Instagram for regular updates on our lives. And we try to cover most questions that we get. If not in this live, maybe in the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we've not answered any of your questions, we promise to answer that in the next live. So yeah,
I can
follow.
see so many questions, guys. We will answer each one of this in the next live. If not today, if we missed any of the questions today, you can still comment and we can note all these questions down and answer in the next live.
Yeah. If you have a topic in mind that you want us to take up in our next live, please let us know.
Like
Let us know.
we suggested a very nice topic about
Interview.
tips and
Yeah.
tricks. Yes.
Interview tips and tricks. Great. There was one more question about has, have, and had. Again, that's a very complicated concept. It cannot be covered right now in this live, but we will make sure to take that up in our next live. So if you have any other topics in mind that you want to take up in our lives, let us know here or comment in the video after the live has ended.
Yes, you
And
can. And I'll just read out the names of people who have commented because their questions are really important, but those will be addressed later. And Avinash sent us a question. Ajay Kadam has sent us many questions. And also Rizwan and Niranjan
Madhav,
and
Madhav,
Ganesh.
yeah,
Yes, you guys, please be with us and we'll see you the next week. We'll answer all your questions.
yeah. And
And
we're ending this on such a good note. Shyam Kumar says he has joined Clapingo. Welcome to the family. And we're so glad to have a chat.
welcome, Sham.
Yeah.
Great.
Um, all right. I think
And we have an appreciation as well. Adit says, you guys are amazing. Great live session. Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much, Adit. Um, if there is anyone else who didn't get their question, we tried to answer most of the
Most
questions that we got,
questions. Yes.
but we're really sorry if we couldn't answer yours. We will make sure to take that up in our next slide.
And also, guys, please follow our Instagram and be updated about all our live sessions whenever we have these. We mostly have these on Friday, but we can come up with some more if you guys want. And we'll see you in the next session.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Great
And have a
day
great
and
week. Have a great
great week.
weekend. Yeah.
Yes, weekend as well. And also happy Makar Sankranti again. Enjoy your day, guys. And
Bye.
thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. And bye bye. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.